Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Hump Day!
There's a party going on around town. This one rowdy cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane. From miles around, the best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke when they open up that gate. Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show. It's a Houston tradition, 4-H, FFA, and Go Texan. And you can bet, son, it's gonna be around a long, long time. When these riders and ropers give it their best, we'll show them how loud the hometown crowd can get. 'Cause tonight, y'all, we all got a little bit of cowboy deep inside. Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Where the Bayou City streets meet these country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah, it's Wednesday night. It's Hump Day. Welcome to the show.
That sounded kind of aggressive.
I know. Welcome to Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou, right here on Tiki Man Radio. Lou is giving me the crap already.
Well, you know.
It is. She's in rare form, but before we get
That's
to
because
the
I got backup here tonight.
before we get to the introductions, of course, this is Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou right here on Tiki Man Radio. We are broadcasting live at TikiManRadio.com on the Tiki Man Radio app, which is free, as well as about 26 other apps across 30 different countries, and the Tiki Man Radio YouTube channel, courtesy of the all-new GTS Charters and Outfitters live cam. So, of course, we want to congratulate them on jumping up and helping us out with the live cam. And so we're going forward. It's going to be a fun ride. Of course, they've been with us for the last 4 years as a primary sponsor. So they just jumped on and a little bit more, committed a little more to us. So we are very thankful for that. And, of course, our show is brought to you by Goaltending Services and Outfitters in Key West, Florida. If you're getting down there, go see everything there is to Duval, but do not leave the island without getting out there on the water and seeing everything that there is to experience with Key West out there. And you can give them a call, 305-916-0990. Look them up online at gtscharters.com. But before you do, if you get out there on the boat, go see the Outfitter store, because they have everything that you're going to need for your day on the water. And, of course, JBL Travel Group, the official travel company of Tiki Man Radio. When you're planning your next getaway, trust Joe Leo and his award-winning staff to plan your next getaway, whether it be a cruise, all-inclusive resort vacation, group travel, or even a destination wedding. They have you covered. Give them a call, 732-831-5200, or look them up online at Goaltending Services, back up, jbltravelgroup.net. That's why I had that stuff all pre-recorded before, so
Yep.
It is what it is.
It'll
Of
be
course,
fine.
you've already heard her giving me crap, so it is what it is. She is the love of my life, the queen of the pond front patio. Laura Lou's in the house.
Hey, y'all, how are you?
Of course, you have a backup with our
That's right.
our special guest,
I'm excited.
the lady in red. She is school teacher by day, country music singer songwriter by night. Miss Amy Calfee is in the house with us. We are so excited to have you on board, and hopefully you don't regret saying yes.
No, I don't. I was actually thinking that about y'all. I mean, I'm kind of the person that you don't want to put on speakerphone without my knowledge. So here we are for 2 hours. Like,
You haven't messed half our listeners.
I was going to say, our listeners are right there.
Everybody
they're used
knows,
to
of
that.
course, that we are the wild card of Tiki Man Radio. You just never know what's going to happen.
Right.
Neither do we, because we don't plan anything out.
That's right.
And that's just the way it kind of goes. But we're going to have a great time tonight. We could also have a new JBL Travel Minute coming up at the top of the hour.
Mm-hmm.
But during that time, we are going to get to know Miss Amy here, as she's affectionately known by her students. And
And her followers on TikTok.
on TikTok, too. You
yeah. One of my friends in Nashville, Hoot Gibson, I told him, I was like, you made my TikTok because you gave me the Miss Amy name years ago. He would call me up on stage, we're going to hear Miss Amy. So that's
love it.
partly where that came from.
And of course, you said that a lot of your students are out there watching, so we'll watch.
Hey, guys.
We will behave tonight.
We'll
I
behave.
promise. So you hear that, Callie McCool? I will not read any of those comments that you get me in trouble with tonight. Okay, so
Hopefully they're not on YouTube.
so
watching.
we are in school mode. Okay,
That's right.
PG is the way we're going to keep it tonight. So speaking of Callie McCool, who else? All the listeners we got out there chiming in tonight.
So we have Mr. Bruce Tarletsky.
Of course. Hi, Mountain Breezes.
That's right.
And he just sent us a music video of
Yeah.
their newest single that they've been working on.
Yes.
And it's a very cool video. It's a behind the scenes in the studio video.
Oh, how cool.
And I managed to get it loaded up, recorded, and everything. So toward the end of the show, then once we're done, we'll play that at the end.
That would be fabulous. And it's a cool song. Their new song is
Yes.
a cool song. And thank you so much, Bruce, for giving us the opportunity to premiere the song.
Thank you.
We really, really appreciate you. And Maureen is out there. She said, no pickleball, no women's
Hello,
college
Mo.
basketball, just us tonight.
Well, that deserves a applause
I
right
know,
there.
right? Usually Mo is so...
Oh my God! Thank you for your undivided attention, Mo. I think it may be a first. We will mark this down on our calendar. Okay.
Mo is always watching. She's always either at a college game or playing pickleball, and she'll put us on. She can't hear us, but she watches us.
When she goes to ball games, we're talking like NCAA tournaments and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. I mean,
like
not just
big basketball games.
Yeah.
But she did get to go watch the granddaughter's college beach volleyball match. How fun.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, I love volleyball.
Beach volleyball, especially.
I know. I tried to play it one time, and I did try to play beach volleyball one time. I ran across the court and fell on my face because I slipped in the sand, and I was like, "Yeah, this is much harder than on a basketball."
And you ate a
court."
lot of
Yeah,
sand, too.
I did. And then hello to the lovely Larice.
Hello, Larice. And the Flaz Noogies who's out there.
That's right. Hello, Flaz. Also, want to give a big shout out to the Tiki Man is out there. So hello to you.
Hey, boss.
And
Thank you for the last minute technical support.
Tiki Man Radio technical
It
support.
has been a while since I've had to call the Tiki Man Radio technical support.
I heard it was funny because Amy and I were out in the kitchen and we were talking, and I heard you talking, and I was just like mid conversation. I was like, "Oh no!"
Well,
So thank you.
as always, a computer update. Switch settings around, and that's all it took. So then you have to all of a sudden, you got to call the control tower when you're trying to fly the plane. You got to control the tower, and they get out the schematics of the plane, and you got to start going down. Rudder check, 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 stick
Right.
check, and sooner or later, then you find out what you're missing.
Right. So thanks, boss, for helping him out. Felicia and Ed Kubiak. Hello, guys.
Well, those are a couple of those conductors on that peace train every Monday night right here on Tiki Man Radio.
Yeah, they're playing euchre tonight. That's my favorite. Well, it's the only card game I know besides Go Fish.
We haven't sat and played euchre in forever.
Oh, I love playing euchre. Let me see. Somebody else was out there a second ago. I can't miss anybody. Hang on.
Well, hello to Uncle Alex. I see he's chiming in.
Yes, hello to
Hello
Uncle
from
Alex.
Boca, Florida.
He said it's a good thing he's not here since we have to be child friendly tonight.
Yeah,
That's true.
as they say, thank God for small favors.
We miss you, Uncle Alex. Uncle Alex is everybody's uncle, but nobody's uncle.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. It was like, whose uncle is he? Nobody's,
Nobody's.
but he's everybody's.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Let me see here. Also, want to give a big shout out to Mr. Graham Andrews is out there, and Z and G. Hello to you guys, and Debbie DeBevic.
Of course, that is Z&G from Memphis, Tennessee, over there on, I would say, the left coast of Tennessee.
That's right.
So,
Also want to give a big shout out to Miss Leanne Kelly. She is a new follower of ours.
well, hello,
And
Leanne.
so hello to you. She is
Welcome to
also,
the show.
She's also a country music singer-songwriter.
Well,
So hello, glad to see
you need to reach out to us, and
Yeah,
we get to know you a little better as well.
right.
Of course, I found Amy, another one of my TikTok finds.
That's cool.
Everybody
That is
gives me
cool.
crap about the TikTok, but again, I'm
You can
finding
find really good music.
I'm
on
finding
there.
talent
We
left and
really
right
do.
on the TikTok.
Me
So
too, yeah.
So we're having a very good time with it, and I reached out to her, and of course, first she has to make sure I'm not a bot or a creeper,
Right.
and everything, and I could sense the hesitation in her texting there, and I'm like, here's my phone number, just give me a call. So I'm like, so that tells you right there I'm not a bot. Now creeper, you just have to talk to me to find out.
I'm pretty shocked
So,
that she called. That's what I said whenever he was telling me. When he was telling me about you, I was like, she probably thinks you're like some creeper out there trying to get her.
I had a good feeling about you guys.
Oh, well,
I
good.
did, yeah. And plus, I grew up in Ottawa. Your studio's
Oh, yeah.
in Ottawa, and then he SRO, or you gave it another name,
SSO?
Yeah.
SSO, and I thought,
Yeah.
well, that's kind of neat, kind of cool
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah, once she said she was a school teacher, I'm like, okay, I can divulge the secret. I also work for the school system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep that hidden. That's my super.
Sorry, and I just said it on the radio.
Nah, that's all
On
right.
the internet.
It's there
Well,
forever.
well, here's the thing. A lot of people, they know, and I've always
He
said
said
that,
it before, it's
that
okay.
I work at the
Okay.
school, but I don't think I've ever really got down to the nitty gritty of what
I think you
really
did one night.
Maybe once I slipped.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Maybe.
maybe you can edit that out if you need to.
It's out there for the world to know. So
sorry.
it ain't like I hide it from my work anymore, because half of them are probably listening or watching right now. So
Let me see. There was some. Oh, Wendy is out there. Hello to you, Wendy.
hi, Wendy.
And Miss Jenny Foley. She's out
Hi,
there
Jenny.
listening. Hello to you, Jenny. And she has a new an artist she would like us to talk
Oh,
to.
very cool.
And hello to Mr. Jeff Batson.
Hey, Jeff, of course, singer-songwriter who was here on the show just not that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, he was here on video.
Yeah. Hopefully one day we're going to get him in studio. And
I hope so.
I'm hoping we'll be able to hook up with him. We talked about when we go to Nashville.
Yep.
I'll be in Nashville tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I don't know how many people I will be able to hook up with, because I'm going over for my first full sit-down in Nashville songwriting session.
Songwriting session.
So-
Fantastic.
It's of course, you all known that I said I started writing a song, and then, songwriter Mr. Mark Mulch saw it, said, I want to help you finish it. Well, he's been putting music to it and been playing with some of the lyrics, and so we are finally, since I have the week off, I have a day where I can go over, so we'll go over and hang out with Mark tomorrow. We're going to hopefully button that song up, and then he's going to perform tomorrow night, and then rumor has it I get to spend the night on his boat. So,
He's got a houseboat.
Wow, yeah.
I'm only slightly jealous.
all I got to say is Mark and Grace know how to put up a guest. That's all I'm going to say.
My dad had a lot of houseboats over the years, and they were
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
I'm one of those hillbillies that I would just lay some plywood down on the floaty things
Yeah.
and then just park a camper on the top and be fine. Anything to be on the water.
I know.
Well, I also, one last shout out. I want to
Sure.
give a big shout out to Miss Beth Travers herself.
That is the rock star.
She is premiering a new band at the Parrot Head
I
Rendezvous
know, right?
called the Bigger Boat Band.
And of course, we will go down that lineup here later in
Yeah.
the show.
Super excited for you, Beth, and can't wait to see you hug your neck down there.
Just what? Not even a month away, and we're going to be
Yes.
in Panama City Beach, broadcasting
Oh, so
live
much
for the
fun.
Parrot Head Rendezvous.
Yes.
The Tiki Man Radio's 10th anniversary broadcasting the event. So
Yeah,
that is going to be a good time.
it really is. It's one of my favorite events of the year for sure.
It's the only event we get to go to. That's why it's your
I
favorite.
know. Well, honestly, because it's the first ever event, my all-time favorite, of course, is the singer-songwriter showcase, Key West
Absolutely.
Bound. Tiki Man Radio does down in Key West, but my second favorite is Panama City.
Well-
So we get to sit right on the water. They have a huge stage and 3 days
Of talent
music.
from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just bam,
Live
bam,
music.
bam, right after the other. So
Have you ever been? Do you know about the Parrot Heads?
Jimmy Buffett.
That's them.
Yep.
So, so it's 3 days of parrot heads in the sand
Okay.
And of
with their
course-
coolers.
And of course, their motto is to party with a purpose.
That's right.
So they party and raise money for charity.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's a great time, and it's one of the few
and they
places.
do party.
It's one of the few places that you will see people from 21 to 81 all partying together.
Yep.
So it's a
And
very
I'm
very
telling
cool
you,
event.
some of those 80-year-olds are out there dancing way more than I am. They're out there getting
There's
it.
some of them ones you're like, don't break a hip.
I know.
I went to Key West. You guys mentioned Key West and Jimmy Buffett. Like, we went to Margaritaville to the restaurant to eat, and to this day, that's the best hamburger I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
I've eaten at there
That's cool.
back when our near our hometown when Cheeseburger in Paradise, when those restaurants were out.
Yeah.
I ate there, and that was actually my first, I guess, exposure to Jimmy Buffett and
And that's what it was called on the menu, Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Man, it was so good.
Yep.
Absolutely, yeah. There used to have those restaurants all around, and I don't know if that predates Margaritaville restaurants or not, but nonetheless, it was pretty good. But
Yeah.
what you got over there? You're looking all serious.
We forgot to put a post on Tiki Man Radio's page tonight.
You're right. I forgot. Well, that's what happens whenever my week. Let me tell you how my week is.
There we go.
Been. Well, I wasn't on the Sunday show on Sunday
Right.
because on Thursday we were trying to figure out if I had the flu or food poisoning because it could have been either one. But then the longer that went, we decided it was probably the flu, but maybe still food poisoning on top of it. And then my week has just been slowly getting better, and I just finished getting stuff in here because you don't want to see my dining room and
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
and our
Bad.
bedroom
You
and
saw it.
and all that. Let's
It's
put it
bad.
this looks like a party venue. I got a DJ booth in my dining room where the dining room table used to be,
Disco balls.
and
Yes, disco balls hanging up.
I am off my ADD meds, so
God help us
I'm just
all.
everywhere.
God help us
So-
all.
So I apologize.
Although I will report, I'm happy to report everybody, the doctor did give him back. he resumes the medication tomorrow.
Today.
Oh, you resumed it today.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I mean, good, honey. I'm happy.
I was used to
for
say
you.
my ADD was my superpower because I could be everywhere at once.
Yeah.
Not stay long, but I could be there.
Exactly.
I feel you, believe me.
Yeah. Good gracious.
That was my power when I said on radio because they would be talking and all of a sudden she would just see me go, and next thing you know,
gone.
I got a song to go with. I just immediately have a song popping up for something that she said like 5 sentences ago.
But then it transformed to we were talking, and about halfway through the third word, he would start talking, and he missed the whole conversation. So he got medicated.
Yes.
And then he got unmedicated. Now we're medicated again.
The doctor has to do the trial and error. Uh-huh. So, but enough about us. No, and we got all of our shout outs in there.
We do for right now. Wait a minute. Let me take one more check.
I saw where Uncle.
Oh no, Patty with an I.
Well, hello to Patty with an I, and of course, she is the co-pilot on that at 5 o'clock somewhere truck with Rick the Stick.
And she is out trucking.
I know she's out there trucking.
Have fun.
So, and we're not going to talk about your stops because that's what happens whenever you start talking about the places that you and Rick stop in that semi truck.
That's right.
Of course, that is Rick the Stick, and it's 5 o'clock somewhere with Rick the Stick every Sunday night at 5 o'clock right here on Tiki Man Radio.
And big shout out to Moni. Moni is up in Canada watching.
Well,
us
hello,
tonight.
And also to Vacuum Cleaner Tom, the
That's
vacuum
right.
cleaner salute. It's
That's right.
Is it, or is it still a snowblower? What's the weather report up there in Canada?
You have to let us know.
Because last
Moni.
time they had snow up there that I was aware of.
That's right. And also have to give a big shout out. We said hello to Mo, but we forgot the mystery man.
Well, hello to
So
the
hello
mystery
to you
man.
as well.
You can't forget about him. He lurks in the shadows, but the shadow
I know.
knows.
They do. We've got confirmation that he's real, though. So
Yes,
that's good.
Yes, we have seen
I
the
got
pictures.
to hear his voice and said hello to him on the phone.
Are you sure?
I am.
Okay.
I was excited.
All right, that's cool. Gotta make sure it's not like one of them TikTok bots. You see a picture. So
That's right.
the best thing ever created was Google Lens, because I love it now when somebody reaches you, just take their picture, run it through Google Lens, and you know immediately if it's a fake.
Right.
Good to know.
So it comes in handy. So I have come up with the habit of I like to play along for a while.
Yeah.
It's the former cop in me. Like, you don't
Right.
say, really? You want to do what? Wow. Okay. Interesting. And then you're like, and then you finally just like, so who are you really? Because I know you're not who you say you are. So,
Yeah. And I'm the one who's like, why are you talking to them?
it's entertaining for me.
Yeah.
So, and then it's funny because then, because they'll send you a picture or something, and then you'll be like, I know you're not who you say you are. And they're like, well, how do you know? And then I just start throwing pictures of them back at them.
From the other profile.
And then it just immediately they just stop talking to you. I just don't know why. But it entertains me nonetheless.
Well, Miss Amy has lots of TikTok followers.
Yes, she
so
does. Hello.
I'm sure you know what we're talking about.
Hello to the TikTok over there. You are live on TikTok now?
Yes, I believe so. Hey,
All
guys.
right. Well, for those of you that are out there on TikTok, you can follow. What's your handle so everybody can find you on the TikTok?
Miss Amy or Amy Calfee, either one.
All right. So you can follow her out there on the TikTok land.
Yeah.
Right where I found her. So
Yeah, that's so cool. Because when I first got on TikTok, I was, I don't know, just basically doing it for fun, and it would help me learn new songs on my guitar. And then I started getting some views and some followers, and I was like, wow,
That's
maybe
cool.
we should, keep going with this. So
That's awesome.
landed me here. I can't believe it.
and it's pretty easy to pick up followers and get invites when you're as talented as you are.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course, we mentioned that she is school teacher by day, country music singer and songwriter by night. And how long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been singing all my life. I don't ever remember a time when I wasn't singing. But as far as singing country music, I started singing country music in Nashville about 2014.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So a little bit over 10 years. And I really need to thank my friend L.D. Wayne, because he's the first person that invited me to sing with his band. And his band's called Organic Country. And they're such great guys, and they're such inspirations. And LD really, he believed in me before I believed in myself. He would encourage me, and it just means so much. And the first time I ever sang with him, I had the realization, I'm on stage in Nashville because LD, he played lead guitar for Randy Travis for
Oh, wow.
cool.
Okay.
30 years.
Wow.
And Steve Henson, their steel guitar player, played with. He's played with George Jones and all kinds of people, but he played with Randy Travis as well. And then
Wow.
Kevin Denny is their lead singer, and Greg Cole, my producer and the person who recorded all my songs, he's the drummer in that band. My friend Hoot Gibson and Joe Spivey plays the fiddle on all my songs. So.
Well, you definitely have an all-star cast
Yeah.
backing you up as well.
Yeah, they're
then.
fantastic, and they're such great people. I'm just so thankful, and that's kind of how it started. I can't believe it looking back, and LD would just encourage me, and I'm getting off track. I forgot I was going to tell the story. The first time I was on stage with LD, he plays the guitar, and he was sitting on a stool, and I looked over, and I said, I'm so nervous. And he's like, oh, just have fun. Just have
That's right.
And so that's kind of the approach I've taken. And that's what I've done with my TikTok. I just have fun on there singing. I always pick songs that I genuinely like. You know, I sing a lot of country covers, or I'll make silly videos like me and my friend Tim Culpepper and Leo. We made I think you liked it.
I did. I
the
did.
hee-haw.
Yes.
The silly hee-haw video. We have so much fun making those. So
that's really cool.
just having fun singing country music.
Well, I'll tell you what caught my attention with you, of course, is the first single that you put out there. And I was a Barbara Mandrell fan.
Oh,
yeah.
Me too.
I was actually more of an Earlene fan, but but
The Mandrell sisters.
the Mandrell, you
that
couldn't go
show
wrong
was
with the
the
Mandrell
best.
sisters.
The best.
And of course, you know, Lou loves the classic country as
Me
well.
too, yeah.
And when I heard that, I'm like, that caught my ear, and I reached out to you, and then I sent her the TikTok, and I'm
Yeah.
like, check this out. And I says, and she's like, oh, no, I love that song, and I'm like, I know. And I says, I'm talking to the lady about coming on the show.
I was like, okay. Yeah.
So she's just all about it. And
I'm so grateful because I was telling you guys it's all happened at once within the last week or so. They played my music in Ireland on a couple different radio stations.
Wow.
And it's because of that song you're talking about. I was country when country wasn't cool, and my friend Tim Culpepper's featured on it, and he makes it. He's my his part's my favorite on there. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I've been singing with him and his band for years, and we sing it live, and we have so much fun. And I never really thought, you know, because I just figured since it was a cover song, I figured, you know, people would like it, but it seems to be taking me places, even
Yeah.
though, you know,
Absolutely.
I didn't write it, but
You know, there's times out there when you look, a cover song, there's how many artists out there that's happened for
Yep.
that the cover has actually went farther
Yep.
than the original. And the artist, you know, with the cover has just went and rode heights, and then, you know, 30 years later you find out that, oh, that was a cover song?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Right.
yeah.
well, that's what I started to say. It was a hit for Barbara Mandrell and George Jones in 1981, and Barbara retired from music in 1997, and then George Jones, you know, he passed away in 2013. So I think it's kind of, you know, and plus the classic country seems to be making a comeback.
Exactly.
Thank God.
Praise the Lord, yeah. So I think people are kind of craving it a little bit, and I've
Yeah.
had several people, you know, say, "Hey, I was country before country was." Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think it takes people back to a simpler time, gives people good memories of. I mean, George Jones. I mean, he's considered the greatest country music singer of
Yep.
all time.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I love the song, and Tim loves it too. And I can't believe years ago when I asked him to sing it, he's like, "Yeah." And it's we both love it. His hero is George Jones. So,
Oh, how cool.
yeah.
That's really cool. I remember watching Barbara Mandrell, well, the show, the Mandrell Sisters.
Me too.
I bet you do. And then we
That
had
and hee-haw. I was religious.
man,
I
I
loved
love hee-haw.
I loved it
Yes.
so much for the music.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why you like
Oh, duh. Yeah, I'm remembering all the cute little farm girls.
Yeah. Hattie? Oh.
we I was so excited one time at our county fair, Louise Mandrell and
She's
her
so beautiful.
husband.
They're all beautiful, but
Yeah, I know.
and also talented. She's a great singer.
Oh yeah, yeah. Her and her husband came and performed at our county fair, and I think still in our photo album, I have the autographed picture. So that's how much I loved. And I don't know. I was in grade school, I think. So it was at the Harrison County Fair, if that tells you anything. So
That's been a minute.
yeah, I was probably 3rd or 4th grade, honestly.
Well, you know, like I said, she did retire quite a while ago.
Yep. Yeah, but I love her,
and she's
it's-
really stuck to it. She
Yeah.
makes, you know, public appearances, but she doesn't sing,
perform.
you
Yeah.
know. And she started so young. You know, she played steel guitar for Patsy Cline. And she plays all those instruments. It was so amazing to watch her. And
Oh, I know.
I love the Grand Ole Opry, and I was able to go see Barbara Mandrell's 50th anniversary
Wow,
celebration.
really?
wow.
That was a couple years ago, and she was there, and she went up to speak on stage, but she didn't.
She did not sing.
Yeah.
But she had all kinds of performers performing her songs.
How cool.
So it was a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bless her for, you know, not stepping back, because there's so many of the older acts that retired and said we're done, and then now they're back and performing again.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's, you know, that finally it's just like you get it in your blood, and then you see that, you know, almost like, country music is in trouble. I need to go rescue it.
Right.
So they come out of retirement to go rescue country music.
Well,
I don't
and
know.
what was it that Kent Blasey, I can't remember the term that he said, but it was basically, back in the day, there were CDs out.
They lived off the residuals, like you said. Yeah.
Because they had physical CDs out there, physical albums, and so there was, even though if they didn't put an album out for 5-10 years, their albums were still out there being sold, so they were getting that income, and now they're not because everybody streams.
Everything's streaming and on digital.
And I miss it a little bit. I used to sit on the floor and read the whole CD cover, all the musicians, all the writers, look at all the pictures. And
I loved it when the lyrics were on the back.
Yes. I kind of miss all that.
Which surprises me now, the fact that vinyl is as popular as it is coming out, which is cool because remember back when you had the vinyl albums where you could open it up and you had a book to read and with those, and who knows, maybe CDs will make a comeback, because I think deep down, this younger generation that's coming out, they are
retro is now cool.
Retro is cool, and everything that's old is new again. So, like I said, the vinyl, they think it's the greatest thing ever made. And it's like you realize they were making this, 80 years ago, but
right.
But they're discovering it. So maybe CDs will make a comeback. It's okay. Cassettes and 8 tracks, you can stay away. That's fine. Let's just go back to the CD,
right?
So that we have physical copies, and they can start putting CD players back in cars again, and we can start listening to, we can carry our big suitcase binders full of our CDs to listen to great music.
CD.
Right.
Or the
And I used to stuff so many CDs in there that
They'd
I would
fall
take a
out.
turn. Yeah, they'd land on my head.
Or the
and
visor
then
wouldn't stay up.
stuffing all of them in there, scratching them all up.
Yep.
Then they don't play, and then they skip. And
Yeah, whoever said those things wouldn't scratch live.
Oh man,
Right?
So, but those were the days, and
And there's nothing like a record player, like dropping the needle down, and that's actually what I told Tim Culpepper has such a great. He's one of the greatest country music singers I've ever heard, and one of the first times I talked to him about his voice, I'm like, your voice gives me the feeling of when you drop the needle on a 33 record.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like,
You hear that? Yeah.
well, it's just like the Tim McGraw song, that white noise and that snap and that crackle on that, and then that's
it's just a different kind of feeling.
Absolutely.
it absolutely is. I mean,
Yeah.
digital has its advantages, but us old people, we miss the old ways as well.
Yep, we do.
So, how did you meet these people to start playing with their band?
Well, I met my mom and I would travel to Nashville a lot, like several times a year, to go to concerts, and we were also like seat fillers on the CMA award shows.
I want to be a seat filler.
That would be,
I
cool.
got to meet a lot of people, but you're told, hey, don't talk to them, don't bug them.
Right.
But I got to sit on the front row with Martina McBride one time, and the coolest thing I just now remembered, it was a certain award show. I can't remember exactly that. It wasn't CMA Awards, but a different one. Anyway, there's during TV breaks, if the star comes back, you have to get up and give them back their seat.
Right.
So somebody came back right before the show came on, so I had to jump up, and it was like, where do I go? Where do I go? So this worker motioned me, and he motioned me, and I ended up backstage. It was like behind the bleachers, and I was all dressed up, and I looked really good. And the only thing that told me, told who it was like this bright pink armband.
Yeah, right.
And I didn't know what to do, and all these cool people, and so I just put my arms behind my back.
I'm one of them.
I was back there for 45 minutes.
Pretend that you belong, right?
Yeah, and Blake Shelton came and stood right beside me. Reba touched my shoulder and said, "Hey, honey."
Really?
And, Leonard Skinner was there.
Wow.
Yeah, and the Kyle Busch and his brother, the NASCAR drivers, like all kinds of people back
Well,
there.
wait a minute. Okay, so we got to talk afterwards because I got to know how you get that job.
Well, I think we're not doing it anymore, so I wouldn't know how to. That's kind of how it got started. And we would go to concerts up there.
Wow.
And there was a place called John A's Restaurant, and they had a live band, and they had a house band, and Randy and Shar was the leader of the band, and my mom was with me, and they took a break, and Shar came by, and we were speaking to her, and my mom was like, "Hey, my daughter's a great country music singer." And at that point, I had just been singing gospel music because I grew up singing in church, anyway, and we'll get you up. Come on up, sing a couple songs with us.
Wow.
And so when she walked off, I was like, oh my goodness, am I going to remember the words? Anyway, LD happened to be there, and he sat in with the band and played guitar. And then after it was over, at the same time we were meeting face to face, we stuck our hands out, and at the same time we said, I really like your guitar playing. He was like, I really like your singing. And so I gave him my card, and I said, hey, if you ever need a girl singer for your band, hit me up. And he's like, are you going to be here Thursday? And I actually hadn't planned to be there Thursday.
I am now.
Like, yeah, I'll be there
Of course
Thursday.
I will be.
So I asked him, what kind of songs, and he, I remember I sang "I Told You So," written by Randy Travis,
yeah.
and Carrie Underwood did it also, and then I sang a Judd song, "Have Mercy."
Oh.
And back then it was just it was shortly after Randy Travis had his stroke, and LD was just forming his band. So at that time it was LD on guitar and my friend Cotton Payne on drums and my friend Hoot Gibson on bass. And
Oh, how cool.
yeah, and that I remember because he introduced me as Amy Calfee, and then right after Hoot was like, "There's Miss Amy singing real good." I love it. So that's kind of how it started, and then I kept going up there listening to their band, and then somebody else would hear me, and I would sing with their band, and
How
so,
cool.
Yeah, I really owe a lot to all my friends in Nashville, all the singers and songwriters, because I think that's a lot of reason they like my TikTok is because of all the live performances.
Right.
And I actually had Morgan write it down for me because I've sang with, I just want to thank everybody that's let me be on their stage because
Sure.
it gives me so much experience. It makes me a better singer. And
Well, you had the list of who you want to say thanks to, right?
yes, if I can find it.
Well, sure.
Well,
we'll let you say
we
thank you.
We got to make sure we
I
get
feel
those
like,
people in
like
there.
thank you to the Academy kind of thing, but
Well, if I had a gold trophy, I would give you one.
Right.
Morgan, is this is it, isn't it? Okay, my niece Morgan is here. I'm so glad she's here.
She's so famous. She travels with her assistant.
She does. Her own personal photographer.
I know. How about
Exactly.
that?
Yeah, obviously Tim Culpepper and the Colhane Gang, that's what they call their band, and my friend Cliff Waddell and the Twang Gang, and Cody Adkins Band, and Becky Henson Band, Val Story, and the New Monday Band at Station Inn, and that includes Larry Cordell and Carl Jackson. I don't know if you guys know, Larry Cordell is one of the greatest songwriters, wrote Highway 40 Blues,
Yeah.
Murder on Music Row, and Carl Jackson was Glenn Campbell's guitar player for
Oh, cool.
many years. And then some special friends that have given me encouragement. Charlie Argo, like I remember when I would first go up and sing and I would be discouraged, and he's like, Amy, he's like, you love it up here, you fit in up here, just go for it, just do it, just jump, just do
That's
whatever you got to
right.
do. And they're so encouraging, a lot of the people that I've met, and J. Lee Roberts, and I could go on and on. If I left somebody out, I apologize. But yeah.
Well,
We love
that
it.
is awesome. I'll tell you that, the amount of success that you had. Now, how often do you get over to Nashville to
I
play?
go as much as I can.
I know, obviously, with your work schedule, it's probably kind of tough.
Right. Well, it's hard to go. I used to go on the weekends a lot, but a lot of times, I get tired or whatever, but from teaching school. But we have a lot of breaks, fortunately. And then in the summertime, I usually go up there and rent a place and stay all summer. So
Oh, wow.
I've stayed 4 summers so far.
Oh,
Just-
that's cool.
Just had a ball.
That would be a blast.
Yeah.
We're usually up there around CMA Fest time, and then we go up here and there in between just for a day or two.
We've went up and spent an hour and what, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and drove back all in one night.
Yeah,
and
we did do that.
I've done that
Get home at
before.
4:00 in the morning, then
Go to
up,
work the
up at
next
6
day.
and go to work. Yeah.
Yep.
I've
So-
done that too, but you kind of have to pay for it a little bit.
Exactly.
That's the
Takes
unfortunate
about
thing.
a week to recover.
Thank goodness when we did it,
Right.
it was a Thursday when we did it. So it was like,
Yeah.
okay, I just
Only
got to
had
go
to
to
suffer
I just
one
got to go
night.
to work and get through Friday.
Yep.
So-
But it's worth it. I mean, like, you only live once, and
Yep.
I love country music so much. I
Yep.
mean, I can't get enough of it. Especially like the classic country, the old country, and that's what all my friends play. And they're all the people I mentioned, they're songwriters as well. So the songs that we write, even though they're new, they sound old.
Yeah.
So I consider that classic country as well. So
That is so cool. Well, everybody is having a ball. They love your accent and your
That's what they're
stories.
saying online?
Yep. They love your stories.
Aw.
They're having a lot of fun listening to you, and they're looking forward to hearing you sing.
Well, how about
Can I say this about my accent? Because
Sure.
when I went,
Absolutely.
people have stopped me on the street. Like I remember in Key West when I was talking about the hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was actually before we went in Margaritaville because the gift shop was right next door and we were walking back and forth as we were waiting. And I remember I was talking to my dad and I was talking really loud and country like I always do. And somebody said, they stopped me and said, "Where are you from?" And I told them and they were like, "I just want to hear you talk. Will you say something else?" And then that's happened to me. Like I used to go overseas with the college choir in the Chattanooga Singers at UT. They used to stop me over there too. So I used to try, and I hate to even say this, but I used to try to hide my accent because I guess when I was in college, we had to study a lot of classical music.
Oh, yeah.
But then the older you get, you're like, you just got to be who you are.
That's right.
For us Northerners, we hear your voice like that. That's when we think of the old expression that, your voice is country's cornbread.
That's right.
So,
And I am. It's true. Yeah. It's not an act. It's real.
That's so funny.
it amazes me that, when we moved down here, the wider range of accents that you hear, that, we have people that are been here their entire lives, born and raised, and to us they don't have an accent at all. And then we have other people who have a deep Southern accent. Like,
we had a hard time understanding.
It's like, you come from like Alabama, down there, and like, no, I was born right here, and it's like, so it's unique here how the different array of accents that you do have around, the Chattanooga and Cleveland area, I think.
And another interesting fact, my producer and the one who recorded all my songs, Greg Cole, I guess the only real studio work I've done so far is he was recording for a guy who needed a girl with a country accent. And Greg's like, "I got you, girl." So literally he needed a waitress. So at the beginning, the guy's name was WC. So I was like, "Hey there, WC, what can I get you, darling?" And I got paid to do that.
So
nice.
So have you signed up, and do you regularly do voiceover work?
I would like to. I haven't yet, and I would love to do demos and all of that, but I haven't been
I
able
found the app
get
and where
into
where
that
they
yet.
post the jobs. So
Oh, okay.
we'll talk about that, because trust me, when I say I am trying to do my best to quit from having to have a real job, I am not joking. I'm trying to find every angle that I can, and that's why you had trouble all of a sudden. He's like, I disappeared on TikTok to it. I'm like, no, it's because I changed my name because I'm now in the TikTok shop and I'm trying to sell stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can't try to sell stuff when your name is B-Dawg the DJ or whatever. It's like, that just doesn't sound like a sales pitch. So
Well, it does, but not anything legal.
that is true. So but anyway, hopefully I'm probably going to have. I think I'm finally reached that point where I'm going to have a second TikTok and have a music side and
Yeah,
have my
there you
shop
go.
side.
There you
so
go.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think that's what I'm probably going to have to do, and then convince the 5,000 people who follow me over here to jump over and follow this one as well.
Right.
So we'll see if that if that happens. Who knows? But we talked about your first single, which is the cover of that Barbara Mandrell hit. Anything you would like to add about it, or anything before we play it?
Well, I'd like to give credit to all the musicians. Oh my God. I wrote that down too, so I wouldn't forget anybody. Okay, Greg Cole, he's so talented. He played the electric piano on it, and Gordon Moat played the piano, and Joe Spivey on fiddle, Mike Johnson steel guitar, John Willis acoustic guitar, James Mitchell electric guitar, Kevin Grant bass, Lonnie Wilson drums, and Amy Calfee and Greg Cole background vocals. I'm so proud of the background vocals because I studied those, and it was a long process recording the record. We had some circumstances happen, but it turned out great. And so I don't know.
It did. We loved it.
Well, would you like to?
And Tim Culpepper, I can't leave him
Well,
out.
you can't forget him.
Lord have mercy, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best part of the whole thing.
Well, would you like to introduce your single?
Okay, I was country when country wasn't cool, and it's a true story. I mean, somebody said I'm country as cornbread, yeah.
Yep.
And I sang this for my grandpa at his 90th birthday, and there's a line in there that says, I was putting peanuts in my Coke. I used to do that with my grandpa.
Oh.
And I love the Grand Ole Opry. There's a line in there about that.
Yep.
Yeah, I truly love the Grand Ole Opry. So and how all your friends are, digging rock and roll. I mean, I was literally watching TNN and Hee Haw when everybody else was watching MTV.
Yep.
So I mean, it's true. I mean, it's all true.
All right, here we go. I Was Country.
So
Right here on Tropical Country.
thank y'all for playing it.
I remember wearing straight leg Levi's, flannel shirts even when they weren't in style. I remember singing with Roy Rogers at the movies when the West was really wild. I was listening to the Opry when all of my friends were digging rock and roll and rhythm and blues. I was country when country wasn't cool. I remember circling the drive-in, pulling up and turning down George Jones. I remember when no one was looking, I was putting peanuts in my coat. I took a lot of kidding, 'cause I never did fit in. Now look at everybody trying to be what I was then. I was country when country wasn't cool. Ooh, I was country when country wasn't cool. Yeah, I was country from my head down to my boots. I still act and look the same. What you see ain't nothing new. I was country when country wasn't cool. They call us country bumpkins for sticking to our roots. I'm just glad we're in a country where we're all free to choose. I was country when country wasn't cool.
Hey, I was country wasn't cool. Hey, Amy, I was country from my hat down to my boots.
I still act and look the same. What you see ain't nothing new. I was country when country wasn't cool. Yeah, I was country when country wasn't
Hi, this is Mo, listening in from North Carolina to Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou on Tiki Man Radio. Wednesday evenings, 7 to 9 p.m., where the boots meet the beach.
Hey Tiki folks, this is Rick the Stick, and I do my show from 5 to 7 Eastern Island Time every Sunday evening, and it's sponsored by JBL Travel Group. The show is called It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere on the Road. When I'm not doing my show, I keep my one good eye on the road and my two good ears tuned in to Tiki Man Radio. Hey, what could possibly go wrong?
You said I was always on your mind. I was all you thought about. You made me think you were the one, but you're somebody else's problem now. with roses all the time. All the while, all you were doing was just easing your cheating side. You said I was always on your mind. I was all you thought about. You made me think you were the one, but you're somebody else's problem now. Upside down from the beginning, all your secrets out. You lie and cheat and bad mistreating. Thank the Lord, you're somebody else's problem now. You said I was always on your mind. I was all you thought about. You made me think you were the one, but you're somebody else's problem now.
Somebody else's problem now. Well, of course, that would be our in-studio guest, Miss Amy Calfee.
Thank y'all. That's the first time anyone's ever played my original music on the radio.
Well, yay!
That song is amazing. I have been there, done that. So, yeah, I'm all about that song.
Yeah, it's every word true except the part about the pearls. He bought me all this expensive, beautiful jewelry, and I'm just not a pearl girl, but but diamonds and pearls sounded good in the song. But
Yeah.
he brought me diamonds and all kinds of jewels, and
And now they can have him, right?
that I can't stand to wear, can't
Yeah,
my skin.
I understand.
Well, we appreciate the
Yep.
privilege of having that world debut of your music.
Absolutely.
How about that?
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
And I'll tell you, on I'm country. I loved it how you even recreated the applause when the
Yes.
mail came in there from the live
Exactly.
version. There, I'm like,
Yeah.
right down to the finest detail. You guys recreated that, and I absolutely loved it. Because if you didn't know, them youngsters out there that have no clue who Barbara Mandrell is, you would have thought that was original.
Just about
that was
her, yeah.
original recording. I mean, that
Yeah.
was
Oh, that
that
means
was
a lot.
heads on perfect. I
Yeah.
loved that.
I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, Tim and I, we're such big fans of country music, and we sing a lot. We sing a lot of country covers. Tim
Yeah.
has, by the way, he has tons of great original music. Go check him out, Tim Culpepper. Him and his wife write some great songs. But anyway, like we talk about it all the time when we sing cover songs. I mean, we're singing our own voices. We're
Right.
not trying to sound like anyone.
Right.
And we put our own feeling into it, but we also try to stay true to the record.
And I think that says a lot. And I think whenever you're doing a cover or a remake or whatever you want to call it, I think there's two ways you can go. It's either like pass or fail. Like it's either horrible or it's a wonderful version that stands on its own merit. And yours for sure is standing on its own merit. But
Absolutely.
It is a great tribute to the original as well.
Because whenever you attack a country standard, it is. It's like,
Yep.
it's like, I don't know which way this is going to go. People are either going to love it or people's going to hate it because I just sang,
Yeah.
did a, something a standard that everybody's used to
Yeah.
hearing it that one in certain way. But I think your voice and the way you guys sang that, it was very complimentary, and you should be very proud of that because I thought it was great.
Yeah,
you
it was
so much.
fantastic.
And James Mitchell, the guitar player, electric guitar on there, years and years ago when I first started recording, I was talking to him, and I was like, I just started writing a few songs, and I'm like, I don't really know what to do. I want to record these songs, but I'm not sure if people will like them. And he's like, you don't do it wondering if people are going to like
No.
it. You do it for you.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
he talked to me about it a long time, and he's like, pick a couple of country covers that you just love, that you've always loved, that you want to do, that you want to sing, and record those as well. So he kind of gave me the inspiration to do that, and I can't really believe the response because my only thought process was I love singing with Tim. We have so much fun doing it live, and I kind of wanted to record it to capture this time in my life, you know. And plus he had agreed to do it, and I'm like, let's get this done before he changes his mind. And that's as far as my thought process went with it. I never really thought, you know, it, because it's got me here. It got me played in Ireland, and getting a lot of good response from it.
Well, tonight it was just played in, what, 30?
About 30 different countries.
Oh, wow,
So,
really?
Yeah.
And we can honestly say, because we have... because they reach out to us and we talk
Yep.
on a regular basis. We got several listeners over in England right now.
Yep.
And the country music podcast over there is they listen every week. And
Yep.
that was last week. If you remember, we had the UK countries, what we did last week.
Yep.
Okay.
And they sent us a bunch of artists and stuff from the UK. And we got to hear what they're doing as far as country music goes, which was completely what I didn't expect.
Right.
Because it's in the UK. They are embracing the order country.
Yeah,
They love
it's that
it.
so,
So,
older
so
sound too.
their sound that's coming out of the UK right now is reminiscent of 30, 40 years ago here. Just like, you know, your music with that, but it's fresh. But you can still hear, it's on the remakes, you can still hear the original, but at the same time they've added something to make it their own. And it's a unique interest, I think, being the fact of what you hear coming out of Nashville, a lot of coming out of Nashville nowadays, which people will argue is or is not country music, but that just where they are there, that they've just embraced a whole different genre of country, not really genre, but I guess a decade of country music that they build off of. And it's just like that here. I mean, we got a whole, you know, I'm so thankful that there's a whole slew of artists now that are building their identity based upon 90s country.
Yeah.
You know, and you said you went and saw Zach Top.
Oh,
he
man.
is
Man, he's amazing.
he is my absolute favorite male vocalist right now.
And Zach Top came and to Music City Bar and Grill. Our friend, give a shout out to Rodney Collins, because that's where we sing all the time, and we call it the last real honky tonk because it's such a cool place. It's really chill, and people, you know, it's not wild and crazy. People love the music.
And little Jimmy Dickens used to love to hang out there after he performed on the Opry.
And I do believe that performance ended up on the TikTok of him.
Yes,
him
it was,
performing
and
there.
that was Tim Culpepper's band.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
Oh,
Zach
wow.
Top comes in there all the time to hang out, and this past summer when
There we go.
Guess where we're going?
In- insider
Music City Bar and
information.
Grill, yeah. Rodney Collins and his family own it, and he's a great friend and a great family, great person. And we've talked about it, Rodney and I, that his Music City Bar and Grill is part of history because
It is.
the Grand Ole Opry is across the street, and they really do come over there after they play. I met John Party. I've met Priscilla Block there. I haven't met Zach yet, but I met Jake Worthington there.
Oh, Jake's another one we play on here quite a bit too.
And, you know, and even people that other kind of Creed Fisher has been there, Hannah Dasher. I know I'm leaving out, but there's constantly Rhonda Vincent is there all the time.
Oh, wow.
We've been there twice, and both times that we've went over there, we can't get a seat.
we weren't at Music City Bar and Grill.
We went there twice, and we've
Oh,
never.
no, that's the backyard grill.
Oh, am I
or
the
the
wrong one?
backstage grill.
The
That's
backstage
the one
grill.
I'm-
Oh, my wrong.
The-
I was gonna say we've been there twice and can't
The
get
one
in.
that you're
It's on-
talking about is across the way. It's the one that Matt performed at.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I remember.
I've never been there. So.
Little
They have
Jimmy
great
Dickens
music, yeah.
used to come on to Facebook and post videos of him sitting in the Music City Bar and Grill
Oh,
when he was
okay.
still alive. Him and his wife would go there for dinner after the Opry. So
Yeah.
that's how I was introduced to that place. So yeah, but we've never gotten to go in.
It's a great place. Music Valley Drive, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I've never been into that one. So
And they
Yeah.
have great music 24/7, tons of, you know, excellent musicians, people that
Yeah.
have played with George Jones, Johnny Paycheck. I mean,
And they're right behind Nashville Palace, right? Like across
yes.
the parking lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
And,
now we've been to the Nashville Palace
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah.
And Rodney has another, he has two more venues called the Troubadour and the VIP Lounge. It's a cool
Yeah.
place. So, yeah. a lot
That's
going on there.
cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, are you performing anywhere around here locally?
Well, it's hard, you know, traveling back and forth to Nashville all the time and teaching full time. But I was able to have the opportunity to be in the Tennessee Songwriters Week.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
the qualifying rounds, I've done that for the past 3 years, and they have rounds all across the state. And they had one in Cleveland, Tennessee, at the 5 Points Museum, and the Visit Cleveland Association puts it on. And so I've been in that for the past 3 years and get to perform my original music.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and obviously haven't won, but I still really enjoy it because I think this last time they only took 14 contestants out of all the submissions.
Oh, wow.
So, it's an honor to really be a part of that.
Absolutely.
And to get up there and sing my song with. And another thing, I'll probably play it here in a little while. They like it on TikTok, a song I wrote called Baby. What's it called more? I can't even remember my own song. Baby, You're My Love Song. Anyway, I sang that one this last time, and at the end, it kind of repeats the line over and over at the very end. And I told the crowd, I'm like, sing it with me. And there's like 300, 400 people singing, even though it's one line, they were singing it
But that's your
back.
song.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And that feeling, I was like, man, one day if I was singing on stage and had the crowd singing a song that I wrote, I mean, I'd never felt that before, and I kind of liked it. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
that's
Amazing.
so cool, yeah.
I know around Cleveland, there's a lot of different venues for an artist to perform.
I think so. My uncle, I came from a musical family, and my uncle and my dad, they had a cool band back in the 80s called Natural High, and they had these cool fedora hats, and I did a promo picture. I wish I could find that picture. But anyway, my uncle is still singing and playing music, Leroy Calfee, and I think his band's still called the Natural High Band. He plays in several bands there in Cleveland. So
That's cool.
I go sing with him sometimes.
Oh, that's cool.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been around there. Most recently, where did we was at the Mexican restaurant for a great show.
Yeah.
We didn't even know that it had a back room with a stage and
But
all of that
Tyson
there.
Lehman
Performed it.
performed there, and he had somebody
he was
with
at
him.
the songwriter thing this
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
year, too.
yeah.
He actually won that one year.
Yes.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, Tyson
nice
was
guy.
actually the very first performer we met whenever we moved from Ohio here.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and we pretty much we introduced ourselves and we just went and saw a couple times when he performed, and then over the year we've become friends.
Yeah, he's
and
cool.
now when we know he's performing locally, we try to get out and support. We got several friends around that are artists, and we try to get out, and when we see that they're playing someplace, try to get out and support them when we can.
Yeah.
So, but I know there's been a few places that we've been out there, even been clear out to the Ocoee to the bus bar.
Love
yeah.
the bus
So
bar.
that is a cool venue during the summer.
I've driven by it, but I haven't been there.
Oh, it's a
I
lot
need
of
to
fun.
go.
You
They have a cool little outdoor stage out there, and it's like a
And the bar is literally in a bus.
It's a school bus.
They open up the bus windows, and that's
Yeah.
where you get your drinks.
yeah, and it's a cool vibe because it's
Yeah.
almost like because they have like little yard games, they got campfires and stuff going. It's like just being at a big old family barbecue with a live band playing, and it's a cool little venue out there. So
Yeah, it's
there's a lot of cool places. But you want to get to your next song because we got to get over to our travel moment here this week for with Joe Leo, and this one is another one that you wrote, I assume. Mm-hmm. And it seems like you said you started out singing gospel music.
Yes.
And this song, just by the title, it seems like it's very personal.
Yes, I wrote it about a situation with a loved one that was going through a really serious, hard time, and I'm a teacher, so we're all kind of control freaks, So it's kind of one of those things where
Us nurses are too. It's
yeah,
okay.
and I kind of felt helpless, and my dogs were still alive at the time, and I honestly think God gave me the song to help someone because I think it can fit a lot of different scenarios, especially since the pandemic. We've all had a significant amount of loss, but my dog JJ, he had to go out one night and it was dark, and I took him out, and my backyard's really dark at night, and the stars were really, really bright. And I was I love looking at the stars, and it always reminds me of how big God is. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking about that, and I just started praying about that situation. And then as I was praying there, and JJ was there, the song just started coming to me, and it was almost like I couldn't get in the house fast enough. And the reason why I think God gave it to me is I wrote it down in like 15 minutes, and then I got my guitar out. And sometimes, it takes me a while to find the key, the melody in my head, but I literally heard a voice and I'm not the greatest guitar player. Actually told me where to put the capo and said like capo 4, play it in G, and I did it and it worked. And then when we went to the studio to record it, it was the first song I had ever recorded in Nashville with Greg. And Greg knows me. We know each other really well. And Greg's like, Amy, we're just going to take a run through, warm up, you know, just sing, just do it. And I sang the first time, and we were both like, Greg's like, Amy, I think that's it. He said, What do you think? I said, yeah. So we did it in one take.
Wow.
So, I mean, I really do think, you know, it's
I agree with you. Absolutely.
Well. So, and prayer does work, because the situation that I was praying about that night has been resolved. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, great news. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get to that, and then we'll have the JBL Travel Minute coming up. But this is Miss Amy Calfee. I Talk to God.
I've been talking to Jesus about things I can't control. They've been weighing me down and wrecking my soul. I know it's not my story to tell, but all I know is it hurts like hell. But I know He hears me, and I know He loves you. Only He can change, only He can move. I know there's nothing that God can't do. So I talk to God when I can't see you. I've been here for a while, and it's wearing me down. I've been praying and crying and standing my ground. I talked to God about you last night. I looked up at the stars so bright, 'cause I know He hears me, and I know He loves you. Only He can change, only He can move. I know there's nothing that God can't do. So I talk to God when I can't see you. So I talk to God when I can't see you. I talk to God when I can't see you.
And now it is time for the award-winning JBL Travel Minute with Joe Leo, the JBL Travel Group. JBL Travel Group is the official travel company of Tiki Man Radio. You can reach out to Joe at 732-831-5200. And now get ready to learn something new about travel. Take it away, Joe.
Good morning, everybody, and this is Joe Leo with the JBL Travel Group with this week's Travel Minute. And today what I want to do is I want to talk about vacation photography. In the past, many of us have used a variety of different cameras. I can remember way back when I had one of those Canon XLRs, and I had a bag with all different kinds of lenses, and I used to carry it with me wherever I went. But today, we all have one of the most sophisticated cameras that are available built right into our cell phones or our smartphones. And most of us, most of the time, don't take the opportunity to explore all the different options that are available in that camera app. We just kind of pick it up, point and shoot. So this morning I was on a Zoom meeting with the photography expert from one of the cruise lines, and he was able to share with us some very good tips and techniques, and I'd like to share them with you today. So first of all, I'm not going to get into everything because the Zoom meeting was over an hour and we only have 3 or 4 minutes here. But I'm going to touch on some of the key points. And, if you have any questions, let me know. This is one of the things that I've actually been practicing and experimenting with over the last year or so, because to improve some of my my photography skills. And if you're here in my office, which you can't see right now, but on all the other walls, I have pictures that I've had blown up and put on canvas of shots that I've taken of the lighthouse going into Nassau, of the beach in the Bahamas, and some sunsets and some other great stuff. So first of all, the first thing you want to do is open up the camera app on your phone and click on the little button that says More. And you're going to see settings like RAW, Pro, HDR, Night, Food. So if you take pictures of food, Panorama, and Portrait. And if you're thinking about taking video right in that same app, you're going to find a setting for just regular video, and you're also going to find a setting for slow motion, hyperlapse, and dual record, which is really cool. When you do dual record, you can actually take a video and have something else on the screen while you're talking about it, and right from your phone. And I always recommend to people, if you're going to do video on your phone and you're going to talk, to get one of those lapel mics, which I invested in about a year ago, and you probably have seen me use when I've done some of the travel minutes from over at the beach or on the balcony on vacation, or etc. So the first thing that he said was make sure that you wipe the lens on your camera, because most people don't realize how many fingerprints are getting on there, or moisture or condensation when you're someplace. So wipe your lens. He also said make sure you're using natural light. So he said it tends to be more flattering and helps with framing the picture. And he said early morning and late afternoon is a very soft, warm light to use. Concentrate on your focusing and your exposure, and you can do that through some of the additional things that are available in your app. And then the composition. He talked about using the rule of thirds, dividing your screen into thirds, whether it's top, middle, bottom, or right, left, and middle, and trying to get your photo framed into those thirds. And he went into a lot about that, and I can't obviously go into that more. He also said pay a lot of attention to the background and foreground, so that there's nothing really distracting from your photo in the foreground, or the background's not cluttered. He said one of the other key points was to make sure you hold your camera steady to avoid any kind of blurry images. Now, there's a ton of portable tripods that you can use that can fit into your suitcase or your carry-on that will also allow you to use the timer function on your phone, which is another one that you might not have tried, so that you could maybe get into a group picture, or get a picture of yourself in the sunset, or by a beautiful something you were seeing, a castle or whatever. You can get yourself in that picture. And then of course he also talked about taking candid shots if you're doing groups and stuff like that, because those are more natural. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about really is keep clicking. He said, just keep taking multiple shots. Change your angle, change your thing. Go high, go low, go wide, and go close. Those were the 4 things that he said are the most important, and keep clicking. Even if it's the same shot, because you can go back and look at it. And then the final step, of course, is most of us probably have it on our phones or you have it on your computer at home, is you can go in now and edit those photos. And he just said to be careful not to over edit, because then it looks fake. Anyway, I hope that helped you a little bit. I hope you can experiment with your phone. And the next time you go on vacation, take some really, really great photographs that maybe you can blow up and put around your house, whether it's on canvas or just in a frame. Anyway, this is Joe Leo with this week's Travel Minute. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Joe. You've been listening to the award-winning JBL Travel Minute with Joe Leo, winner of the 2024 Magellan Awards of Excellence. Each week, Joe takes you through the ins and outs of the travel industry and gives you ideas about travel that you never even thought about. If you're looking to take a trip, book a cruise, or a special event, then reach out to Joe Leo at JBL Travel Group at 732-831-5200, the official travel company of Tiki Man Radio.
Hello, Tiki Man Radio listeners. This is Surf's Up student crew from Antioch High School in sunny California, home of the Panthers. My name is Alondra, and we are the graduating class of 2026. And we hope that you, our wonderful listeners, will join us for lunch while we talk and play cool vibe music for you on Tuesdays at noon Eastern Island Time. So, stay tuned to the best radio station on the planet, Tiki Man Radio, tikimanradio.com, your happy place.
Are you looking to grow your business and get your brand out there? Well, come be part of the Tiki Man Radio family. With over 10 years of branding experience, over 12,000 subscribers on YouTube, and a worldwide audience, Tiki Man Radio can take your business to the next level. Have you checked into local advertising? 15-second slots for thousands of dollars, sandwiched in between the news and 25 other businesses? Internet radio takes your business around the world. Let me tell you what Tiki Man Radio is all about. We're all about branding. We're all about getting your name to the listener base that you're looking for. We have sponsorship packages for large and small businesses with several live shows every week, music festivals in Key West and on the road, and the capability to come to your business. Tiki Man Radio becomes your part. Reach out to us at tikimanradio@gmail.com for the sponsorship package that fits your need. Tiki Man Radio, your coastal Americana radio. Come over and be part of the family.
All people call me a
Radio. That's Mr. Zach Top. I tell you what, when I hear his guitar playing, I immediately, it's like Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
Is what he reminds me of when I hear his guitar playing. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic guitar player.
From what I've seen, I got to see him at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but couldn't even get close. So I got to see him Atlanta Motor Speedway-esque. Saw him on stage. I was about as far, you know, it's like, yeah, there he is. So, but
And those are actually my favorite. Like if you look him up on YouTube, like the cover songs that he does,
Yeah.
his old TikTok stuff, like he sounds so good with just him and his guitar.
He does.
Yeah.
and how he's a baby without that mustache.
Right?
He is an absolute baby face. So I was amazed though when I saw videos of him back in the day when he was younger and he playing bluegrass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
And it was just like, wow. I mean, he's literally has come
he
up
is a
through.
country boy.
He is.
Yeah, he's the real deal. I know a lot of friends that I don't know him personally, but they say, you know, he's genuine. And I actually saw him at the Station Inn a couple summers ago. I didn't get to talk to him, but the band called him up on stage to sing, and he was dressed just like he is now and sounded just like he was. And him and his buddy actually sang a George and Tammy song, and Zach's voice can get really high, so Zach was singing the Tammy part, and after they got done, the lead singer was like, "Y'all come back anytime. Y'all can sing all of George and Tammy's songs."
Well, the first time I saw him playing,
and acts just like he acts now.
That's cool.
first time I saw him playing, you know, because with her family growing up, I mean, she grew up in around music and players and pickers and all those guys. But I told her, I says,
He called it hillbilly hell, is what he called it.
well, you know, I have matured in my time. But,
We grew on him.
But I told her, I says, he's the real deal. I says, you know how I know he's the real deal? And she's what? And I says, he's sitting there playing the guitar, singing with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
That's right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
he can sing like that with while not dropping a cigarette. He is
That's
the
right.
real deal.
Not dropping an ash. off
Not
a
even dropping
cigarette.
an ash.
That's right.
That is an old school country artist
That's
right there.
right. My daddy used to take his cigarette and he would put it in the end of the guitar, like on.
Yeah.
On the
You
end.
seen him in the strings?
Yeah, my friend Gabe Tonin did that. And
Yep.
He plays for Jake Worthington, and my friend Jason plays. Anyway, there's a cool guitar picture of Gabe playing the guitar and has a cigarette.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Yep.
man, you got to frame that.
Well,
It just looks really cool.
yeah,
It
it does.
does.
But back to you, by the way. But before I do, real quick, hello to the Panther and Bobsled Bob and Donna, who I just saw tune in, and it sounds like we're competing with basketball as well. So
They are at the brewery, and the Panther is being a good brewery dog.
oh,
And
how about that?
it is Bob's birthday. So
Well-
happy birthday, Bob.
Oh well, okay. Well,
I get to say happy birthday.
you do, and before I guess we get back to our regularly
Sorry,
scheduled
Amy.
programming,
No, happy birthday.
we got to get our happy birthdays in.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
The days go by faster and faster. The calendar turns another year past you. It's a special day for you to shine. Friends all around with cheers and wishes. Candles on a cake that's just delicious. It's all for you today, 'cause it's birthday time. That's right, this one's for you. 'Cause it's birthday time. What a day for celebrating. There'll be songs and gifts and some happy congregating. This is birthday time with your friends and your relations. It's a time for joy and happy celebrations. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Bob.
That's right. Happy birthday, Bob.
And I also want to give a big shout out to, let me see, we said hello to Callie, Bob and Donna, and Uncle Alex. Also, Ed and Pat are out there. So hello to you, Ed
Well,
and Pat.
Hello to everybody on that peace train.
That's right. And I feel like I'm missing somebody, but if I missed you, I'm so sorry.
Well, we'll play catch up here at the end of the night if we have. But
Flies Noogie.
Well, I said Flaz Music earlier.
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I can't forget about my buddy Flaz. All right. We good now?
We're good.
All right. Now, getting back to you. Oh, my gosh. That song that we led into our break with, that was very, very powerful song, very touching, and I can see exactly what you're talking about, being able to relate to it, and it stirs up some emotions within that, I believe, and I'm amazed, like you said, one take.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, I know, and I'm a perfectionist, and I'm getting better, but Greg, we like to put out, the best that we have.
Sure.
And I could tell in his voice that he really meant it, and even before I heard the playback, I'm like, yeah, it felt pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that was it. It's amazing to me.
For the way you said that the song came to you, how easy that the music came to you, and then one take.
Yeah, that's
there's no doubt you just
Yeah.
you can't mess with it because it came out exactly the way it was designed to come out.
That's right.
And you were just a vessel to deliver a message at that point, I believe, and you delivered it very well.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it relates to people, if you've lost somebody and that, they're gone now, or even people that are, in the military overseas, or, just someone that you're missing and that you can't fix the situation, but you can, and even my grandparents, I was really close to them, and they've both passed away now, but sometimes I'm just like, God, why don't you tell Granny and Pa said hi?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You just talk to God about the things you can't control, and
Yep.
So I think it fits a lot of scenarios.
Absolutely.
It just fits with her Southern personality,
It does.
because if it ain't bless your heart, it's I'll pray for you.
That's right.
And some of them they can both be positive, but they can also both be very negative.
Exactly.
When we first moved down here, like, oh my God, we can't believe how sweet and how nice the people are. People up north are just mean. Now we found out people down here can be mean too. They just do it in a very nice way.
Yeah.
With sugar,
Yeah. That's it. That's the way you say it, covering it up with sugar. I like that. That might be my second favorite Southern saying. My first one was a full-blown come apart. When I heard that, I've never laughed so hard in my life. So now we've got a full-blown come apart, and they covered it up with sugar.
All right.
Now I know where my mama got it from. 'Cause that's what she did.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I see a guitar out.
I do
which
too.
means hopefully we're going to get some live music now.
That's right.
So,
Yep.
all right. So what do you got for us?
Well, this was a song a second ago that I couldn't remember the name of that I wrote. that I sang in the songwriter competition. Called Brand New Love Song. People seem to like it on TikTok, so I thought I'd sing it.
All right.
You guys ready?
Absolutely.
Bring it on.
Baby, you're my brand new love song, like the one you play all night long. Turn it up and roll the windows down. Sing along and let the world know now. Baby, you're my brand new love song. I never really understood a love song, even though I've heard them all a million times before. It's funny how they all sound different. The melodies even ring more true. Baby, you're my brand new love song, like the one you play all night long. Turn it up and roll the windows down. Sing along and let the world know now. Baby, you're my brand new love song. I never thought I'd ever love again. I never thought I'd ever let anyone back in. But somehow you're gonna guide my heart. I feel so safe in your arms. my brand new love song, like the one you play all night long. Turn it up and roll the windows down. Sing along and let the world know now. Baby, you're my brand new love song. Baby, you're my brand new love song. Sing it with me. Yeah, baby, you're my brand new love song. Oh.
The only one in this room who sings is her. So Lou's the only one who's saying no. I cannot. The only way I can play music is I hit play. That is it. You don't want me to sing. That's why I was like, whenever we talked about in the joke about me becoming a songwriter, I'm like, I don't play an instrument and I don't sing. How's that really going to work out? So I'm more of a lyricist, as we've discovered.
There we go.
So I got a lot. I can talk and I got a lot to say. So there we go.
Yeah.
So if I ever have to sing, I'm just going to have to talk it.
There you go. You can be a country rapper. How's that?
Well, I'm not going to get into that because last night, because after you go to bed, lately my TikToks have been like 10 p.m. to midnight. It's been the all request show. So I get people on there requesting all kinds of music. Well, last night, my daughter and son-in-law all of a sudden decided they were going to pop on there with me last night. And they didn't like necessarily the 90s country I was playing. So they started requesting a lot of their music. Mm-hmm. And then we got into a discussion because Taylor had requested Hardy's new single.
Oh, yeah.
Which is anything but country music.
Yes.
I said, if you ask me, it sounds like death metal. And,
Really?
Oh, it's explicit and it's like...
Oh, wow.
And it is really...
either.
It's to me, it sounds like death metal. I mean, it's just
Wow.
And it was a recording. It was live at the Red Rocks, but I was like, that is not country music.
No.
And she goes, yes, it is. It's outlaw country. And I'm like, oh no. And she's like, well, what do you call outlaw? So I'm like, well, let me get you some Waylon Jennings, some Chris Christopherson. Now, if I says, if you're wanting some like some new school, outlaw country, I says, let's get into some colder Wall and some things like that. I'll classify that as, but I says, what that crap I just heard, that is not even classified as country. so that was the big dispute last night with that. But and I forgot even where I was going with that. So squirrel. So
he is medicated. We're waiting on it to kick in.
Okay. Okay. Number one, everybody talking about squirrels over here. I don't know what you're talking about a squirrel for.
They are discussing. And they're discussing.
Nope. And we're not going to say that word. We're moving right along. I see that. And
it's seaweed.
It's seaweed.
Sort of.
It's seaweed, but we're not going to talk about it because you're not going to get that word stuck in my ADD brain. So we're moving on, Maureen.
I'll have to tell you in a little bit what we're talking about.
So what else do you have for us?
Everybody loved that, by the way.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did.
They almost sound like a familiar story.
It did. Your voice is so pretty in that song.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
It was beautiful.
It kind of reminds me, I love sad old country songs, but that one's not sad. But it kind of reminds me of a day like today when it's sunny and
Yeah.
and you got the windows down and you hear your favorite song on the radio and you turn it up.
You're just relaxing.
Yeah. just that feeling,
Your voice is so soothing. It's almost.
It is.
I get it now. It's like, okay, children, sit back and Miss Amy's going to sing you a song.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, okay, I want to go down, sit on my carpet cross-legged, and just sit and rock.
You could be one of the newest kids sensation. You could have your own kids show and do that. Come on over, kids. Sit out on the carpet. We're going to listen to some good old country music.
Yeah, well, today they wanted me to. I played them my song on YouTube. I was country when country was cool, and then after that, will you sing something live for us? Will you sing right now? And so I sang a verse of Amazing Grace. And
I love it.
Literally, they were all. And because, we sing little academic songs.
Yeah.
But, as far as me sitting and singing to them is the first time.
Well, teachers aren't supposed to be cool,
All right, I have a vision now, because I've told you that the one thing that needs to come back is hee haw.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now I have a vision of Miss Amy sitting on in the rocking chair on the front porch
Yes.
with all the children sitting around, and her rocking in the chair with the guitar and singing the kids a song.
There you go.
Picking and grinning on hee haw.
There you go.
There we go. I think that's what we need to
New
do.
kids show. We got the
Bring
video
back
equipment. I'm just
hee-haw.
saying.
Bring back hee haw, damn it.
I know. So great. And funny, all the jokes.
And
Oh, yeah.
we had that conversation once. Was if it was to bring back hee haw today, who would you see in the different roles of the TV show? And it's like, who
They
would,
really had true characters,
They did.
String Bean and Junior and,
Grandpa Jones.
Yeah, and Nicole Haynes.
Yeah.
Yep. I said, I think, number one, like we talked about, I think Brad Paisley would be a good host for that. Yeah. And, as far as this cohort there, I mean, there's a half a dozen people that you could team him up with to kind of be the main host and everything. And, you got to have, your comedy. You got
Blake Shelton would be good on it.
Oh, he'd be great.
Blake would,
hysterical.
Blake would be good.
He's so funny.
So there's a bunch of them. And, the comedy side, you couldn't have Hee Haw without Cletus. Bring back Cletus good.
Back, yeah.
I follow him on TikTok, and sometimes it's like we need more Cletus because the novelty songs the parodies and everything
Have you heard the Cletus McFarland guy from NASCAR? Well, he's not really NASCAR, but I found his video the other day, and I don't know if you like that movie, Ricky Bobby.
Oh, absolutely.
I've never seen it, but yeah.
You need to look up Cletus McFarland. That just reminded me when you said Cletus, but he's a good guy. He's got a great story. He's got this big following on social media, and he was going to be a lawyer originally, and then he had such a following that, and he ended up buying a old racetrack, and they calls it the Freedom Track, and they race like old Pontiacs.
Oh, how fun!
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, and then now he's starting to get into NASCAR. Like he went to the Daytona, and it wasn't like the real NASCAR race. It was like the qualifying round or something. But anyway, they interviewed him, and it was just like Ricky Bobby.
Oh, how funny!
He's like, I'm having the time of my life. I'm just hot dogging. And,
how funny!
Yeah, it was. It's great.
But I'm telling you, there's a whole cast of characters in Nashville that I think we could do a new generation of hee haw, and I think it would go.
Uncle Alex pulled up a good one.
What's that?
Goldie Hawn.
Oh yeah.
That would be fun on the hee haw.
Yeah.
Wasn't she on? She got her start
Laugh-In.
on Laugh-In. Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In back
Yep.
in the 70s.
Yep. Well, Miss Maureen says you sing angelic beautifully.
Well, I
And
wouldn't call myself an angel, would you, Morg?
you just sing like one.
Yeah.
She may be dressed like the devil, but she is an angel.
But thank you, seriously, thank you for the compliment.
Moni said that's a number one. Uncle Alex loves the song. Yeah, everybody's loving it. Do you have another one for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have several. If wondering if I can play it's the thing. I mean, where's a good-looking guitar player when you need one, right? And I can't hear my guitar really well. I don't know if you can.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I just play louder or uncover one.
Can we able to aim that mic down a little bit, just a little bit, just like level it out a little bit? There we go.
This one kind of reminds me of kind of like a 70s country song. It kind of gives me that vibe. It's called Can't Stop Thinking of You. I can't stop thinking of you. No matter how hard I try, I can't stop this feeling of wanting you. When you walk in the room and call my name, the way you look at me drives me insane. Ooh, I can't stop thinking of you. No matter how hard I try, I can't stop this feeling of wanting you. It's just a matter of time till our souls collide. I know you feel it too. There's nowhere to hide. Ooh, I can't stop thinking of you. No matter how hard I try, I can't stop this feeling of wanting you. When you take my hand, the whole world stops. Let me show you, babe. I want you to stay. Ooh, I can't stop thinking of you. No matter how hard I try, I can't stop this feeling of wanting you. I can't stop this feeling of wanting you. I can't stop this feeling of wanting you. Yeah.
Very nice.
And if you suffer from OCD, that could be about a million things. You know? Can't stop thinking about wanting tacos.
I love that.
Oh my gosh.
You know, the obsessive thought.
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
goodness.
I just figured out who you remind me of.
And
You
normally
remind
that's
of my
me
friend-
who does that.
I
by the
know,
way.
but you remind me of my friend Kelly.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
Doesn't she?
Oh my God, her one of her very best friends in the whole world from back home.
I
yes,
love it. Yes.
she does. Now that you say that,
I know.
she does very much remind me of Kelly.
Even in your laugh, you're laughing.
That I think that was it. It was the laugh. It's infectious, actually.
I love it.
What, do you have another one you want to sing?
Yeah.
I was so convincing.
Well, it just makes me
We'll just keep
nervous.
coming back to the well as many times as you let us do it. You know.
You want another original song or cover
Absolutely.
song or?
Whatever you want to
Whatever
sing.
you want to do.
I kind of do want to sing this cover song about the Judds. Well, not about the Judds. I'm a big fan of the Judds, and my favorite Judd song is Grandpa.
Oh, me
yeah.
too.
Yeah, and it was a hit for him in 1986, but I think it's still relevant today.
Absolutely.
Maybe even more so.
Yep.
And plus, you know, you guys are in Ooltewah, and I grew up in Ooltewah. This makes me sound really ancient, but I'm not a spring chicken, but I'm not ancient. but when I lived in Ooltewah and graduated from Ooltewah High School, we only had one red light. And we had the Cream House restaurant, which is like a mom and pop. We had Couch's Barbecue, and we had Hardee's, and that was it.
Really?
Yes, and it was all farmland. And then the Wendy's just down the road was built when I was in middle school, and that was we go there after all the ball games, and we had one gas station. It was the one down there by the interstate, but it's a huge gas station now. But it was just like a little golden gallon back then.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really changed. So
It's
That's
changed.
funny.
It's changed a lot. Just the short time that we've been here.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, and I was sad when the crystal went away.
Right?
yeah.
I know Mom and Dad.
I know they tore it down.
Yeah. Mom and Dad used to talk about when we moved back down here, about 10 years, almost 10 years ago now. But when we moved down here, Mom was from here. And so her and Dad used to talk about, we came into Ooltewah and they were like, "This is Ooltewah?" And I'm like, yeah, because
Yeah.
they couldn't believe how much it had grown up. But they used to talk about 11 being the highway.
Yeah.
And before 75 showed up. And so
Right.
they were just amazed at how grown up everything was.
And I grew up on Ooltewah Georgetown Road, close to Mahan Gap. And my brother and I, my parents, we lived on the same street as my grandparents. And my dad has a family business, and my mom, they were working a lot and hard workers. And my grandparents were both retired, and so we spent a lot of time with them. We'd get off the bus and eat supper with them every day. And they had like a big garden and country vegetables, had cornbread and onion every night.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet tea.
Yep. Did you have a mater too?
Yeah.
Yep.
My granny always had a plate of sliced tomatoes and cucumbers in the summertime. Yeah. Oh man, golly, it's making me hungry. And I actually still have my granny's dishes. She gave them to me when I first moved out, and they're like beautiful strawberry dishes from the '80s.
Oh yeah.
You cannot break them. I still have them, don't I, Morg? And like I told my granny I'm like, Granny, they're the best dishes. You can't. I mean, I don't think you could break them even if you tried. She said, yeah, that's why I gave them to you. But it reminds me of good times because I have a lot of their furniture and I actually like eating off their table on their plate. So it's a lot.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So anyway, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. And Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, where the line between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy. Did lovers really fall in love to stay? Stand beside each other, come what may. Is a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say? Did families really bow their heads to pray? And daddies really never go away? Oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Grandpa, everything is changing fast. They call it progress, but I just don't know. And Grandpa, let's wander back into the past and paint me a picture of long ago. Did lovers really fall in love to stay? Stand beside each other, come what may. Is a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say and then forget? Did families really bow their heads to pray? And daddies really never go away? Oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Ooh.
You know, there's times when I am very thankful that I wear sunglasses, and Lou does not.
No, I do not.
I love that song.
It is so cool, and your voice really is angelic doing that song. Just hearing the acoustic guitar and just your voice, and it being so simple and so beautiful.
Stripped down in a way.
Yeah, that was
just very, very plain, very simple, but very powerful the way you deliver it.
Yes.
So, but yeah, like I said, I'm glad I'm wearing sunglasses. So
actually, my friend Kelly just chimed in. she said that was absolutely beautiful, and I have to agree. And let me see, Donna Cummings loves it. Moni, good night to you. We love you. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Let me see. Callie said that song makes him think of his grandmas. They had some good stories. So I think we're all on.
Did they have good stories, or did they have good stories about Grandpa?
Well,
I think everybody has
That is the question.
special connection with grandparents, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's for me, it's very, very personal because growing up, I didn't have a dad in my life for, most of
So
my
you're
life.
what, 24?
I was 24. Yeah. So my father figure of me growing up my entire life was my grandpa. And, for the first, 7 years of my life, I lived with my grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
So, being the product of a single mother, so we lived with my grandparents. So that was the first male role model I ever had, and probably the strongest male role model that I've ever had in my life. And knowing all the things and remembering all the things that we did together, and for me, unfortunately, he developed Alzheimer's. So that those memories are left with me.
Yep.
Because they were long ago gone to him, and so
that's why you have to tell the stories
So
so
that's
that
why-
they can live on.
yeah, I guess so. But sometimes it is kind of hard.
My grandmother, she had dementia at the end of her life, and it's just such a cruel disease,
It
dementia
is.
and
It
Alzheimer's.
is.
It is. I would go and visit my granddad in the care center, and he was like 90, I think 95 when he finally passed. But I would go in, and my name would be on my shirt, and he would think I was my dad.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
And absolutely, and because he'd ask me different things, and there would be questions that he would ask of my dad of, because even though my dad wasn't in the picture, my grandpa and my dad knew each other and actually worked together, which is a weird kind of a concept there, but. And with that, they always had a working relationship. So he seen me, he just thought I was my dad. And it wasn't until it was one day I walked in with my daughter, and my youngest daughter, and it was the first time I hadn't taken him before, but when he got advanced, and we're standing there, and he's looking at her, and he's just staring intently at her, and he goes, you remind me a lot. He said, I have a grandson about your age.
Yep.
And then that was when it clicked, is to him, I was a 9-year-old little boy.
Yep.
So the grown man standing there with his daughter didn't exist.
Yep.
So
It's like they
it was
can
unique.
remember memories way back. Versus
Yes.
They often say that,
And they do.
that people with Alzheimer's dementia, they often will a lot of times escape to a world of when they were the happiest in their life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why they say a lot of them go back to their childhoods.
Yep.
Or there's some that will go to their 20s. It just depends upon
They
what part of
regress.
their life that they most identify as the happiest. Sometimes. So
Yep.
that's what they've often said, and they've got some research to back that up. But for
And
me,
the interesting thing about it too, that my grandma at the end, she lived in an assisted living home, memory care, and I would go sing for them periodically. And, there were several of them that were antsy and couldn't really sit still. But when I started singing, I'm not saying
Yes.
it's because of me. I'm just the power of music.
oh,
Absolutely.
Like they were just zoned in, and
Yep.
I sang a lot of hymns, and they were singing every word.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen videos
Yes.
of Alzheimer's patients who are completely nonverbal,
Yes.
do not respond to anything.
And I saw that there too.
And
Yeah.
I've seen them play a song that was a familiar song to them, and I've seen them snap right out of it, sing word for word.
Yep.
And as soon as the song's over, they were there for a fleeting moment, and then back to their normal.
Yeah.
There is such a thing called music therapy, and we had one of the facilities that I worked at, we had a lady there who didn't know anybody except her husband. When he walked in the door, she knew him. And she didn't talk or anything like that, but we would walk her out and sit her down on the piano bench and open up the piano, and she would play music from memory like she had never stopped playing. It was the most amazing thing in the world. But music is so powerful. Yeah, Kelly, music therapy.
Yeah, it's really healing too.
It is very healing, and it's amazing to see how it can bring people back. Just for, like you said, honey, just for a minute, they're back. And it's all from the power of music. And I've always said that music has such a power to transport us to anywhere you want to go. I mean,
I've often said, music is a time machine. It can take you to a different time and a different place, and just
if you
like
asked
that,
me what was going on in my life in a certain year or sometimes a certain decade, I couldn't tell you. But if you play a song, I can tell you what was going on in my life when that song was out. And I think a lot of people are like that. So it's really, really cool. And yeah, so, Callie says you are a godsend. So, yeah. And Callie said that he was in the same boat. B-Dawg grandma's pretty much raised him too. And yes, I agree. The 70s, and although I got to throw the 80s in there, Callie.
Yeah.
The 80s were the best.
The 70s and 80s.
70s and
country,
80s.
That's my favorite decades of country
Yes,
music.
yes.
70s and, I guess probably the 80s, but some 70s stuff too.
It's funny because there was a period of time, and I can't really tell you when it was, but there was it seems like I kind of go back and forth. There are some periods of time in country, and then there's periods of time in pop where all of a sudden I just don't like anything that's coming out. And so I listen to the other one, and then I switch back. So
now you know how hard it is to be a DJ.
Listen,
when you gotta play and listen to everything.
Yeah.
That's the tough one.
And I do like all kinds of music, but country music just is my favorite. Just feels
absolutely.
Yeah, I being the generation because it's no secret I grew up with my like I said, the Hee Haw and Conway and Loretta and
they're my favorite duet partners.
Tammy and George, and I'm ashamed to admit it now, but I couldn't stand country music because it was just force fed to me.
Yeah.
And so I kind of revolted away from that, and then I got in my teenage years, and it was top 40. The hip hop things, that's what I listened to. And then I kind of gravitated more toward the rock side. And then, the 70s, 80s rock is what I got into. Then I went in the military. And then while in the military, it was the first time I really had been exposed to modern country music. And
guess who it was in the 90s?
Garth Brooks.
There you go.
Yeah.
The first time I heard a Garth Brooks song, I'm like,
his first album, 7? Is that right?
No, not the no.
I don't know what the first one was.
It was
Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's a great song. I love that song.
No fences.
Oh, that's right. No fences.
No fences.
No fences. Yeah.
And I heard that actually it wasn't even that. It was actually the dance.
Oh yeah.
And
that's a great
and I heard that, and I'm like, I really like that. So then I started searching out his music. And then through that, then I'm like, I like this. And then discovered Alan Jackson, Clint Black. So, the 90s country.
And I like the 90s
all of a
too.
sudden
I love all of the country music.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But once I discovered that, it was like all of a sudden we opened up an old time chest, and I went back into time, and then all of a sudden now I started appreciating, I love Conway Twitty. And,
I do too.
I love George Jones and Johnny Cash. I love all those old songs, but I just had to find my starting point to bring me back home, as they would say with it. And now, I love country music, and regardless of what people want to argue about, country music, what's country and what's not country, as I told them, just like any genre of music, country music has evolved and expanded and has fingers now. So there's just not one description of what country music is. And I think now there's a form of country music that fits a wide variety of tastes. And therefore, I think that's why country music is so appealing to so many people now, is because it does now, unlike ever before, it reaches out and touches more people.
Yeah, because there's not just one set.
No, I mean between your country rock and your country rap and your traditional country and your outlaw and your red dirt, and I mean there's just so many different versions of it. I think it's why it's become so popular, because it's now more inclusive of the different types and different people, and because everybody comes from somebody different, and their backgrounds are different,
Yeah.
and what their views of what country is. You know what country to one person is just redneck to somebody else,
Yeah.
or whatever. And I think that's where country music is, and that's why I tell people, I says, if you're not hearing country music, yes, what you hear being forced out on mainstream radio is you're going to hear what is popular at the time.
Yep.
But I says that doesn't mean that the traditional kind of country that whatever you're searching for doesn't exist. You're just not looking in the right place.
Well, that's what I love
Yep.
about TikTok is because you can find, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there's so many independent artists.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to say I love TikTok, but I love the fact that you can find such good music on there.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I love TikTok because I find people like you.
That's
So-
right.
and it's even a big surprise when you find out they're just next door.
Right?
You know, it's,
You
how
are
about
the second
that?
person that we've reached out to on TikTok and found out that they were within like 20 miles of us.
So, yeah, the first person we ever reached out to off of TikTok was Brandon Davis.
Yeah.
And and he was at the time, he was just doing one of those things where he'd be looking in the fridge and his wife would run up on and said, "Sing me this song," or whatever. So he would sing that song, and then so we reached out to him, and he's like, "I'd love to. Where you at?" And we're like, we're in Chattanooga, and he goes, "So am I." We're like,
Yeah.
no
it was
kidding.
Amazing.
So that was kind of the first time that had happened. And I've reached out to several artists and everything, but you're the second one that's actually just popped up and said, "Hey, I'm just down the road." We're like, fantastic. And
I appreciate it so much.
well, you don't know how much we appreciate you taking the time to come and spend it with us and letting us get to know you, and hopefully we can just call each other friends now because
Yeah.
because we've had so much good time. I know everybody out here in the chat. I see him. Everybody has had a great
Good.
time, and you're welcome back anytime. So you just reach
Really,
out,
seriously, yeah.
reach out and let us know, and you can you're more than welcome. So
And it really means a lot. Like I said, you guys are the first people to play my original music on the radio.
Yay.
well, I can tell you now, I will be moving it over here, and it'll be in my rotation. So
Yes.
So much.
So it'll get played
Absolutely.
more and more as time goes. So, and any new music that you got, you want to get it out there, you send it to me, and I'll make sure it gets in there and it gets played. So
That's
Thank you
right.
so much.
absolutely.
And
but-
one of our listeners wants to know, Callie wants to know, do you have any beach songs?
No, I don't think I do. Morgan, do I? No.
No.
I have a tendency to write songs and forget about them, and I have the ADHD thing.
she got to check with the secretary. Did I write any beach songs?
Yeah, Morgan. I don't think I do. You never played me one. No, not that I've written. No.
So, but that's okay because over here we don't necessarily focus on the tropic side. Over here, it's more of the independent
I did
country
wear
artists.
Morgan said it was a hibiscus flower.
Yes, she did. She
Oh,
wore
look
the
at that.
hibiscus.
Because it's the tropical country, I'm like, oh, I've got a red shirt on and my big old ring.
There you
I
go.
can see it all the way on the internet.
Oh, that is
It's
awesome.
gorgeous.
Well, before we get going there, we got to let you know what is coming up here on Tiki Man Radio.
Here's your weekly lineup for Tiki Man Radio. Sundays, it's The Big Show. Sunday mornings with the Tiki Man starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Island Time. Streaming live on the Cammy's Grammy Live Cam from the Chocolate Bar Studios in Harrison Bay. Come over and be part of the show. After The Big Show, it's Tuesday on the Island Replay with B-Man and Michelle, recorded live from Key West. Later that afternoon, it's 5 o'clock somewhere with Rick the Stick. You never know where he's going to pop up. On the Road with Rick the Stick, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Island Time every Sunday. Mondays from 6 to 8 p.m. Get on the Peace Train with Ed the Train Man, live from Crown Point, Indiana. Tuesday at noon, it's Surfs Up with Callie McCool and the student crew. Tiki Man Radio's internship from Antioch High School in California. The kids are learning how to produce and do their own show. Compliments of Tiki Man Radio. It's a lunchbox special with Surfs Up every Tuesday at noon Eastern Island Time. Wednesdays, it's Where the Boots Meet the Beach with Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou, streaming live on the GTS Live Cam from the Legends Studio in Ooltewah, Tennessee from 7 to 9 p.m. Friday starting at 7 p.m. It's Coastal Confessions with B-Man and Michelle from the Beachy Shell Studios in Key West, live every Friday, having some fun with their friends and sharing great music. Saturdays, take a trip back back in time with Jukebox Saturday mornings starting at midnight and going to noon. This is where we open up the massive archives of the radio station and take you back to that old shaggin' music. That's your weekly lineup for Tiki Man Radio. Make sure you tune into all these great shows and keep listening to Tiki Man Radio and have some fun.
That's right. Have some fun and tune in to Tiki Man Radio. I know we've ran over just a little bit, but I promised that at the end of the show that we would get to a music video
Absolutely.
that was sent to us by High Mountain Breezes. Of course, we've talked about tonight with Amy about getting into the studio and the process of recording and everything. And I think it'd be cool just to go ahead and we could play the video, because the video gives kind of a behind the scenes of what the musicians and the singers and songwriters go through in the process of creating what you finally hear on the radio. So how about with that, we're going to do High Mountain Breezes and their newest I guess it would be newest remake of Drift Away.
Now, are we going to be coming back to Amy?
Yes, we will be coming back.
Fabulous.
We will be coming back.
Fabulous.
Day after day, I'm more confused. Yet I look for the light through the pouring rain. You know that's a game I hate to lose. And I'm feeling the strain. Ain't it a shame? Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Beginning to think that I'm wasting time. I don't understand the things I do. No. The world outside looks so unkind. I'm counting on you to carry me through. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. And when my mind is free, you know a melody moves me. And when I'm feeling blue, your guitar's coming through to soothe me. Yeah. Thanks for the joy that you're giving me. I want you to know I believe in your song and rhythm and rhyme and harmony. You've held me long, making me strong. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost
And thank you to Bruce and the High Mountain Breezes for allowing us to play that. That is their next single they're coming out with. And, of course, that is Mr. Ron Wallace on lead vocals there. Of course, we had the privilege of having him as part of the trio that appeared here on the show. So
that's right.
We were super excited to have them.
And the song drops on March 24th, so you can go buy it or stream it on all streaming services.
That is awesome. Thanks again for allowing us to be a part of the High Mountain Breezes family and keep debuting these songs. So you keep sending them and we keep playing them. That's the kind of way it works around here.
That's right.
So, and Amy, again, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. I know it's a school night, so we need to make sure that we get you home before your bedtime, and because
gotta do it all again tomorrow.
Right.
Unfortunately, so.
Bright early.
Yeah.
So I have a question, because I do see a lot of TikToks. Do you do any TikToks with your students?
Well, no, just simply because of confidentiality,
right?
And to keep them safe. I mean.
I see some teachers, what they'll do is they keep the camera on them and keep the kids so you
can hear
behind
the kids,
the camera,
but not see them.
and they'll do stuff like get the kids and
that might be a good idea.
I've seen them where they've started where some of the teachers will start into a familiar song and then the kids will finish it or something like that, or or they'll sing a song and you'll hear the kids singing behind the camera with them. I see that again.
Yeah. Because I just, the day and time we live in, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to keep the kids off the camera, but, just keep it on you. But nothing says about those little voices in the background.
That's right.
But years ago, before it got this way, we did, there was a Veterans Day program, and I brought in my guitar, and they made a video of my class and I was playing. They were singing "This Land Is Your Land."
Oh, how fun!
Yeah, it's on YouTube. And then a song I wrote called "Fly Like a Butterfly" that my kids really liked one year. I did make a video with those kids.
Oh, cool!
But now they have, every year the parents sign a photo release.
Those who cannot be photographed and what they can be photographed for if they are. Yeah.
So it just. I just kind of don't want to take any chances.
Oh,
I don't blame you.
I agree, because never have. Next thing you know, you got a kid that'll run in the background you didn't see, and that's all kids.
Yeah.
But they love
there's always going to be that one.
Exactly.
There's always going to be that one. So yeah, I get it. So, but I think that would be a cool little concept there. It's just music time with Miss Amy.
Well, and I am gonna. They've been begging me to bring my guitar in, and I've been telling them towards the end of the year that we'll bring it in. We'll sing some songs.
Because
that would be a fun end of the year.
Because she has a tough grade. She's a second grade teacher.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel
that's a tough year.
That is a tough year.
But they're really sweet. I have a sweet class.
So especially now with the Tennessee and the third grade retention, there's a lot of pressure on you to get the kids where they need to be before they even go to the third grade.
Yeah.
Because once they get to the third grade, it's the playtime's kind of over now. You got to really buckle down, because what you do there is going to dictate the rest of your career.
And it's funny that you said that, because I've been telling my kids that. I used to teach third grade, so I've been trying to prepare them, and I've been talking about, the more you read, the better you get, and to practice, and comparing it to other sports or whatever. Well, when I played my song for my kids today, and then I sang that verse of Amazing Grace, had this one little boy come up to me, said, I can tell you've been practicing a lot, and I'm going to give you 5 stars on that.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah. So they give you a lot of love. They really do.
That's cool.
Well, we need to also thank a bunch of other people. Of course, we have to thank everybody who tuned in tonight and stuck with us. And
I have to tell you what Kelly said. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
She said you were probably that one.
No. And when I say that one, I'm not talking about a child, okay? Because I think she can attest to me that when it comes to the school environment, it's not the kids who can be the pain in the butt. It is the parents. Right. I will say it. I know I will protect her anonymity if she doesn't have to admit it.
Just nod and smile.
I'm security. I will tell you, the biggest pain in the butt I got is parents. So the kids, not a problem. So, some of them can be a little testy. But I found out something. For those ones who are very, very testy and don't want to listen,
I'll give you 1 minute with their parents, and you can understand where their hap comes from.
Listen, us nurses,
that
we
is
know.
all I'm going to say about that. And I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just stating factual information. So
that's what we nurses say about family members. I'm just saying.
Well, that's okay.
We get it.
You know, the youngsters nowadays don't want to listen because real quick, when we talk about nurses, there was that lady I sent you the thing who does like the definition, she'll name a job and then she'll ramble, you know, all the qualities of the job. Well, she got into nursing was one of the ones that she had. Or no, I'm sorry, it was paramedics. It was paramedics that she got into. And during her process, she used the Q word.
Oh, no.
And immediately, I just commented on there. I'm like, thank you as a retired paramedic. Thank you very much for the acknowledgement. However, you just made every person who works in emergency services and nursing just cringe because you used the Q word. You will not meet a bigger group of superstitious people than first responders and nurses because it is real.
It is real.
And of course, there's that one jackwagon who gets on there going, it may have been something for you old folks, but it's really not really a thing anymore.
Oh, yes, it is.
We don't pay attention to that. And I didn't even get a chance. To comment. And the flood doors opened, and this guy felt the wrath, I think, of about 8 nurses, 4 paramedics, and 6 police officers going, baloney. It is real.
Yep.
Just as at school, the full moon does dictate a child's behavior as
a real
well.
Thing, yeah.
It really is.
It really is. I didn't believe it until I started teaching, but the moon,
Yep, absolutely. So, but with that, thank you to everybody who tuned in. We greatly appreciate you.
And thank you so
each
much,
and every
Amy.
week. Thank you to Amy. Thank you to our amazing sponsors, JBL Travel Group, GTS Charters and Outfitters in Key West, Florida. Please make sure you go on our website and check these amazing sponsors out because without them, we couldn't do what we do. So we greatly appreciate that. And again, yes, thank you so much for coming. And thank you to your manager over here. And
she's done a great job.
Who's been quietly just sitting there in the corner, smiling, taking her pictures
That's right.
and everything. So
Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
you want to come over and get on camera so we can see your smiley face?
Goodbye.
Can you come wave goodbye?
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful.
I'm the manager.
And she has a cool ring that matches the shirt.
She'll show me a ring, Gordon.
Yeah.
There we go.
Butterfly ring.
So Dwayne Pope said, tell Miss Calfee Olivia's papa says great job.
Oh, thank you so much.
So see, it is a good thing we behaved ourselves today.
Yes. We had all kinds of important people.
My best.
And if your students are sleepy tomorrow, we will know why.
That's right. That's right.
We kept them up way past their bedtime as well.
Time to go to bed, guys. I'll see you in the morning.
That's right.
All right. And with that, we are going to be out of here. Next week, we have another special guest coming in studio, right?
Yes. Miss Kirsty Krause is going to be here. She just released a new single, so she's going to be in studio.
Her Mike Nash just released a new single,
Yeah.
so she will be here in studio next week to talk about that new single, as well as everything that
she has tons going on.
Kirsty Krause is everywhere, so we're going to try to keep up and find out where she is. But for that, we are going to see you here next week. Same time, same channel. Have a great week. Be careful and be nice.
Bye, everybody.
I know it's been a lot of fun, but the set list is all done. The night was very loud and you've been a good crowd, but you know it's time to run. You've all been very kind, thank you for your time. You put me to the test as I try to address all of your requests for the night. As we look to the moon and the manager's protocol. Well, I don't ever want to end, but for now, my friends, last song, last call. A spirit with his clientele, and the Drinks are